What did I tell y'all? It's always somebody got to come around stirring up trouble between Fatima and Zack. But hey, y'all, welcome back to another review of Life with Chess for Tyler Perry's Zatima Season 3, Episode 16. Okay, y'all, so first things first, let me know y'all thoughts on this episode down below. Look, I knew, first of all, when she had her hair like that. But she did say Malachi the one that told her to get her hair like that. But I said I knew what she was about when she sat up there and kept on trying to get Zack and Malachi to redo what they did. You know how Zack came in, thought that, there was Fatima and the guy or whatever, and flipped Malachi over. She kept on until he did it. Until he did it and got flipped over himself. Then somebody said, see, or whatever she said. But okay, it's a continuation of the other episode where, Zack comes in, he sees what looks like Fatima with a guy, flips the guy over, which was Malachi or whatever, and then he sees that it's not Fatima and it's some other people. It's some people he don't know or whatever. He kept asking them, why they there, who are they and stuff. Leslie over here already talking about some let's go, and she not trying to tell him. I said, how you gonna come in somebody else's house and not tell them why you there? I just ended up deleting all my audio. I think I left off saying, Malachi was saying they friends with Fatima or whatever. It's a misunderstanding or whatever. Zack ends up telling Leslie that she does favor Fatima. And I had wrote down, I said, did Leslie have that hair when she first showed up at the gym? So Angela ends up bringing Bryce back into the house or whatever, and she ends up asking him why there's a video of her. And at first he was like, what are you talking about? I didn't do anything, this and that, and this and that. So he ends up saying that somehow they end up, first he was like, how would he start with? He was like, he owed somebody some money. No, somebody was trying to pay some money for a video or something like that. And I was like, please tell me you didn't do it. Please tell me you did not do it. Because the way he was talking, I was like, he did it. But yeah, he ends up saying that he was hacked. Somebody hacked his passwords or whatever. And he ended up changing his. How convenient. He ended up changing his passwords or whatever. But he didn't get a chance to change, her account information. But how is that so when you get doggone alerts still? Couldn't he still have changed it in time? Well, I said, you remember to change yours so they wouldn't get a video to my son. I remember. Oh, he said he covered the camera. He said he always covered the camera or whatever. But that still don't explain. Remember, it was a camera in the little, wasn't a flare or something like that? So I was like, who planted that there? Now, the smoke detectors, they did say they had cameras in it, so that's one thing. But to put a camera right there, but yeah, he's basically saying how, they hacked his password and something about they must have hacked the cameras or whatever. So he tells her he can fix things or whatever. Zack ends up confronting Fatima about, leaving him in jail or whatever. So she was like, I got company or whatever. I don't want to talk about this now. So he kept on or whatever, trying to talk to her, but she was not trying to talk to him. But once again, Zack ends up telling Fatima that she was right or whatever. But what else was he supposed to do? He didn't know what else to do or whatever. And she was like, you don't even feel sorry, do you? You don't even regret it. I said, no. I said, he definitely don't. He just trying to say what sound good. But then he says, he ends up saying, in the future, don't tell me or whatever. And she was like, that's what I was trying to do. I said, that still ain't going to work out because he's still going to be mad because you didn't tell him something. Look at the scene at the end of this episode. How she didn't tell him about this doggone Malachi dude. And now he looking all suspicious and it makes her look suspicious because she didn't tell him. And it's not just because she didn't tell him. It's because he's sitting right there in the doggone house with these folks. You're supposed to disclose this type of information or whatever. Oh, he also mentioned that about how they're there and he didn't know about it. Somebody else in his house. And she was saying, the fact that he was locked up and that's how he didn't know or why he didn't know. But Fatima ends up telling Zack that if he keeps on doing this and going down this road, that basically she doesn't know if she can love him like she wants to. And I said, man, I know it's an episode synopsis that says that they're supposed to talk about trust. I'm assuming trusting each other because we continue to see that they don't trust each other. But this is the scene I was talking about. So Zack goes back downstairs. He ends up apologizing to Malachi. And Leslie over here giving her 2 cents. And I say, yeah, she had a lot of moments in this episode where you knew immediately what time she was on. But yeah, she ends up just kept on talking about some you caught him by surprise, the what they call it? The act of surprise. I don't know if it's called element of surprise or act of surprise, something. Basically saying that Zack caught him off guard or whatever. But if he would have seen him coming, it wouldn't have been the same situation or whatever. So they were saying basically, Malachi ends up saying that, the way he reacted was streetwise or whatever. So then Malachi ends up telling Zack that he's not trained like he is or whatever. So she kept on going. She wanted them to illustrate her point. So they got up or whatever and they got close together or whatever. So Zack came up on Malachi. He came up on him and he flipped a mess out of Zack and twisted his doggone arm. I said, dang. I thought that was Zack twisting his arm or whatever. But no, that was Malachi twisting his arm. But I said, Zach, how I feel now, buddy? How I feel now? Not so good, is it? Laying on the floor like this. Look, I said Zach like me. I be watching stuff too. So he was watching their interaction, his Malachi interaction with Fatima and everything, and he was picking up on the vibe or whatever. He was picking up on the vibe, and I said the same thing. I said something going on, something done went on or something like that. So Zach ends up questioning Malachi about his history with Fatima. What did he say? He was just playing out. He said something about they been friends for over 20 years. Something about they left and went to the Air Force or something like that. I thought at first, before this season aired, they were saying that Fatima, what did they say? Air Force, that she was in there with them or something like that. That was the rumor, y'all. But yeah, Zach peeped gang. He definitely did. But before it was even revealed, I had wrote down a question. I said, do Malachi and Fatima got a history? Look, I said the same thing Zach said. Look, he ain't say it, but he was just questioning him or whatever. So then when they got along, Zach ends up saying to Malachi, he was like, I bet you know all about me or whatever. And he kept trying to play it off like he didn't know nothing about him or nothing like that. Then he ended up saying he was an FBI agent then. Yeah, I think he did. But yeah, Zach kept questioning him or whatever. But then he got quiet, and Malachi was like, he can tell that Zach is suspicious or whatever. I said he is. He definitely is. Then they went back to Angela. Angela ends up calling Fatima or whatever to reveal that it was Bryce. So Fatima ends up saying, she'll talk to them and see, if they can help. But this was the other part. Like I said, this whole episode let you know how Leslie viewed Fatima, or she felt some type of way. Because after she got off the phone with Angela, she came up there, she was talking about Zach or whatever. She ends up saying Zach automatically thought that she was with someone else, basically trying to get information out of her. Now, she was right about that, because I just said Zach and Fatima don't have no type of strong foundation, because anytime something pop off, they automatically assume the worst about each other. But yeah, she ends up telling her that Zach automatically thought she was in there with someone else or whatever. Talking about some, I don't know. I don't like it. I said, girl, please. Then, wasn't they standing up there? I don't know what happened. I don't know if it was after this scene or what. But did she call Zach baby? She called somebody baby. I think she called Zach baby, and Fatima said baby or whatever. And I was like, yeah, here it come. Here it come. But she ends up revealing that she looked up Zach. I said, Fatima. We done seen you go off, break folks stuff in their house and all this. Why this lady getting a pass? Why is she getting a doggone pass? Why is you taking it easy? Why didn't you check her the minute she said something about Zach? But she was like, she looked up Zach or whatever. She seen that he went to prison and all that. So Fatima was like, basically he was young and all this stuff. That was old. Then she was like, but the video of him beating up his brother wasn't old. I was like, girl, please. And then they showed them at the dinner table. They was having dinner. I don't know what happened first, but I know she was like, she just ends up saying something about, Fatima and Malachi. I think she said something about he wanted her to get her hair like that, like Fatima's or whatever. But Fatima and Malachi was saying basically that Leslie had too much to drink or whatever. She ends up saying Malachi and Fatima were in love or whatever. I was like, that shocked me. I didn't see nothing about that. But yeah, she was like, they was in love or whatever. And she ends up revealing that Fatima called Leslie and Malachi together. So they ended up leaving after that or something like that. Basically, Fatima was mad and all this stuff because they were so in love. And I said, the way she also said, I think she said that was her best friend or something like that. I said, it's always the people who over here, they did this and did that. No, I said that wrong. It's always the people who over here acting like you the one that hurt them. So you don't slept with this girl, man, this woman, man, or whatever. You over here acting this way. Then she proceeds to tell Zach that Fatima and Malachi was together last week or whatever. But yeah, Fatima was like, that's a lie. She said, that's not true. She told me something. I saw you leaving or whatever at the hotel with Malachi or whatever. So she shows a photo of Malachi and Fatima in bed together or whatever. She was like, check the date. She was like, check the date. I said, she probably made that up. I said, she probably made that photo up. And I said, Zach, please don't believe her. I hope he don't believe her. I said, she either made it up to see if it's true that he still has feelings for Fatima or something like that. But I say it's not just the fact that the way people be acting, you would think that you the one who hurt them. Like the Leslie and Fatima situation. But it's the fact that just because you foul don't mean I'm foul. Just because you did me wrong don't mean I'm going to get my get back. I said Leslie just afraid that Fatima going to get her get back. I said she afraid that Fatima going to get her get back and get Malachi back because she did that foul stuff. But yeah, that's it. Let me know your thoughts down below. Stay tuned for the next video. Until next time, this is how girl rest of the day be said.